Here you'll see the authors whom I met or who met me. They were offered a little writing challenge that was to lend a tip or to talk a little bit about why they were engaged in the art and craft of writing.
Open the door, I got a hot rush of mold and old wood and old pages and ancient leather. Man, it was just too good. I'm a book addict. There, I said it. That was my downfall, and the older the better. Give me an old book and I'm in nirvana. Mr. Clancy says I'm a dying breed. I may be 17 and stupid, but even I know books will be around long after the apocalypse hits. Yeah, books and cockroaches. I walked inside and the first thing I saw was the old white cat sprawled on the hardwood floor. He stretched inside a thin shaft of sunlight coming in from the front window. Spreading away from or drifting towards the dirty old thing was a line of dust motes. It looked like both the cat and the motes were fighting for the light. The cat lifted an eye in my direction long enough to telepathically say, "Don't screw with me, I'm busy here." There were 8 rows of thick wooden shelves, all filled with books that looked older than great-gram Imogene, if that's even possible. Old Bat's like 76 or something. She loses teeth every day. They just drop out of her skull like her gums are melting. Seriously. I went right to the first shelf and started looking at all the books. I guess I should say I kind of caress books when I'm in bookstores. I like to touch their spines and just get all up in that. It kind of connects me to the writers, right? Anyway, I was kind of spooked out right away. What bookstore isn't like jam-packed with color? Everywhere I looked, there were only about 2 colors, brown and black. And with all the dust motes floating around wherever the sunlight hit, it kind of looked like there was a low-lying fog throughout the store. When I'm fishing,
I decided for certain there'll be no computer in my apartment, no siree. I'll not have a box come into my house the way Algoma did, and her box took her away, right into the screen. I mean, what else could have happened? But they didn't believe me. I called 911, you know, like you're supposed to. Told them Algoma was gone, sucked right into her computer. Because really, what else could have happened? She weren't just the type to get up and leave. So I called 911. And what did they do? Treated me like I was some kind of criminal. Took me down to police headquarters. Can you imagine that? Me in a police station? I don't even watch them police dramas on TV, no siree. If I want to see bad guys, I just watch the news, you know. That's good enough for me. So at the Bear Cave, that's what my friend Mona calls the police station, the cops kept asking me where Algoma is. I told them over and over, she's in her computer, probably still is. The box took her, I know it. She wouldn't believe me when I told her no good would come from that dang machine. I told the police that, just like I told her. I learned about them snakes. The computer ate her up like one of them python snakes does, eating everything in its way. I learned about them on the Discovery Channel, which Algoma used to watch with me now and then until she got herself that
and say a little prayer with you. Oh yeah, that's what I'd really like to do. But dancing in the aisles, yes. So it's Christmas Day, and there you are, with your head.
It's called An Immoral Proposal. My name's Jennifer Graham. This is my first memoir, and it recounts my growing up under South Africa's apartheid regime. And it was a very complex. It had a very complex history. The politics was very complex. The races were all separated into white, mixed race, black, Indian, and the races were kept apart. As apartheid was all about divide and conquer, and to keep the races apart so that we wouldn't have a united front. When I was growing up, I didn't really know very much about Nelson Mandela, or whatever I knew about Nelson Mandela was through government propaganda. I remember when I was a pre-teen, I remember the news headlines saying "traitor, traitor, traitor" when Nelson Mandela was arrested, and it was only after I left South Africa. So I had no idea who Nelson Mandela was, and as I say, everything was propagandized, and so it wasn't until after I left South Africa when I was 19 in 1975, and I came to Canada in 1981, that I started learning about who Nelson Mandela really was. And the day that he walked out of prison was the day, when I watched that on the television screen, was the day that I was set free. The day he walked out of prison, he set every oppressed person, every person of color in South Africa free. And so I came to learn just what an amazing man he was. This is our story, and it was illegal for my boyfriend then and me to have a relationship. It was illegal, and it could cause us to be arrested and go to prison. Read the story and how it unfolds.
All right, today I'm at Brooklyn-Palooza, and my name is Suzanne Schmidt. It is the actual first launch for public or for authors in this area, and today I'm going to share with you Till We Meet Again. I've written a memoir, which is the story of my mother, who was given 2 months to live, and the story is written within those 2 months. However, family stories from the past, funny family stories are brought into the story, as well as my grieving process. And I hope to help people who are losing their parents to get hope and to focus on the memories, the great memories that you have with your parents. Thank you.
Please meet John Draper. John Draper worked with his dream team to bring forth a toolkit that harnesses the power that exists in an all-inclusive peoplescape. He had a dream. He's an entrepreneur, a man to be admired. The partnership that respects every individual inside of the whole is complex. Building bridges starts with a reach and happens only when the higher objective is clear and we really want to know each other. My favorite moment was when John came to my booth at the end, came to talk to me. And I want to say thank you, John, for sharing